Welcome back to Let's Build a Tetris-Like. Before I get started, I want to talk about this different aspect ratios again, and I found a better way to do it. So let's pop over to code here, and previously I think I was just handling it in blueprints in the actual camera itself. Let's hop over to the full blueprint editor. And go to the viewport. I want the camera. So last time I had set the aspect ratio to just a flat 1. This time I set it to 5.625, which is the aspect ratio for mobile. But that doesn't matter what I set that at, because I found out that you can do an if check on platform Android, platform iOS. There's one for Windows and stuff too. These are all built into the engine. So you can put platform specific code in here and do this just a standard if check on what the platform is. And I'm going into the begin play of the player board itself. And depending on if I'm in mobile or anything else, I switch the aspect ratio to either portrait or landscape. So that's how I'm handling that now, and this will be very useful later when I have platform specific controls. So I just wanted to draw attention to that. I think the last time I'd already moved that Trello card over to done, but then I found a better way to do it. So what I wanted to look at today was switching the active slice. So this entire game, the point has been the cube. You're building a cube instead of a wall like in regular Tetris. But we haven't even started doing that yet. Well, today that changes. So let's jump in and I'll show you what I'm talking about first. Actually, let's build it. Unreal Engine 5.3 fully released today, or maybe a couple days ago. I don't know. I haven't opened it up, but I logged in today and saw that it was out. Before this, I was working in 5.3 preview. So, oh yeah, I forgot. T max. Whenever you upgrade, damn it. Whenever you upgrade or change the engine version, you have to do a thing where you go in here and you delete certain folders, and then you regenerate the Visual Studio files. But when you do that, it forgets what your previous console commands are. So when I press up, it was showing none in there. It forgets them until you enter them again. But all right, so now that I'm going to take it easy on my graphics card, let's build the game. Okay, I already did that. Let's play. So the way I set it up was every 10 seconds, I believe, the slice will change. And what's happening is it will move it up out of the way and then move the next slice down. And it will do that 10 times. So let's eject here. And so if I go to the side, you'll see every 10 seconds or so, the board will move up. If there were any tetraminos in there, it would move them up out of the way. And then if there were any blocks in the next slice, it would slide them back down. So that's what we're doing today. There was kind of a lot of logic with this. I mean, not a ton, but you know, it was more than just a standard, tiny little feature. So let's look at tetramino base. I think that's where I did all the heavy lifting in here. Set collision. Well, let me get all my ducks in a row and I'll be right back. I wasn't in player board, but now I am. Okay, so I added this new function called change active slice, and what it's doing is it's getting the current location of the player board. So since there's nothing before this get actor location, it's just going to be to the parent object. So I'm getting the location of the player board. I'm setting the Y location because that's what I'm actually moving in, is the Y direction here. Then I'm checking if the current location, the Y location, is at 900, and then I'm going to move on to the next one. That means that I'm going to go back to 0. So we're going to go 1 through 10 or 0 through 9, and then start all over again. Otherwise, the new Y position is just going to add 100 to the old Y position. So then we're going to set the location of the player board. So yeah, move player board forward. And then if there is a Tetramino in play, then we're going to put it back to the top center so that it doesn't, if there are other blocks in play, so the Tetramino in play doesn't like phase into existing blocks and set off like collision detection and not be able to move. So it's going to go back up to the top center position. So Tetramino in play, set position to the top center, which is just a component that I have in the player board. So then you have to move the queue forward, because I have all these set up that the queue is just a collection of Tetramino objects. They're not actually part of the player board. So if I didn't move the queue forward with the board, it would just stay back at the 000 position. And I wanted those to stay with the player board. Same thing with any, well, not same thing with any blocks in play. With any blocks in play, I'm going to loop through all of them, and I'm going to get the actor location. I'm set it to old Y, and then I'm going to unset the active slice. So all that is doing is moving it 1100 units up. So taking the position, setting the actor location, then moving it up. All right, so yeah, so back in player board. So that's taking the ones that are in play, the ones you just dropped, and unsetting them. And then it's going to look for the blocks in play that are at the new Y position. And then I'm going to set them as the active slice, which just does the opposite of unset, which is it moves them down. So minus 1100 plus 100 here. And that's about it. The only other thing that sets this up is this is set using a timer. So I have a new timer. The active slice handle, which I should probably call it like active slice timer handle, better name. So let's do this. Do a full rename so it changes it everywhere. Slice timer handle. Slice timer handle. Okay, yep. And then every 10 seconds. And then I have the looping set to true. So that's about it. It takes all the blocks, it moves the board and the queue forward. It takes all the blocks and moves them up out of the way. And if there's another slice with active blocks in it, it will move them down into the player area. And that about covers it. So let's work our way through these. I'll just drop some blocks. I'll fill up some slices and I'll be right back. All right, we're all set. So yeah, every 10 seconds, it's gonna move these blocks up, move these blocks down. And in the next video, I've been intending to do a menu for this, because it's all like set up on mobile and everything. But I think I might do the clear lines next. I don't know, either the menu or the clear lines, and then we'll actually like have a game. Because like once I start doing the menu, I'll probably want to start doing the UI with like clear lines scoring and things like that, showing timers on screen, that kind of stuff. So I don't know if I want to get into it before I like finish the actual game logic itself. But that's about covers it. I'm going to end this here. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.